Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for April 30th, Friday, 2021, 3 p.m. Eastern. And the energies are flowing massively on this planet due to higher consciousness and intent by the population of the planet. Once you understand, or you choose to, because it's up to us, it's if you choose to, that you finally discover that you're home. And then this is really different for many because they're so accustomed and so trained with the outer world and how we've been, literally trained to do things and carry out things. But when you discover that your home is you, actually the soul within the body, wherever you go, you are home. And see, that understanding is so far out there for many people. You see how we've been trained to be detached, illusionary detachment of who and what we are. But can you picture for a moment that wherever you're going, you're home, say? It's a whole different understanding. And what this also does, for one, is that you're not attached, and your expectations are not there anymore, because your comfort is knowing that you're always home. That the God, the soul within that body, it's home. There's no other place but the home, which is in the body. So we've been taught that the house, this is my home. You see, this is external world, so that's pretty much, that's how it's predicated, that's how it's formed for us as a civilization. That everything, and we don't realize it, but everything we do outside of ourselves, everything, and the soul in the body is ignored. Isn't that amazing? So when you're walking around and you're doing things, and and let's say that you're moving somewhere, and you're going to get a new house and everything, all external. I'm not saying that you're going to walk around with raggedy clothes and just be happy that you're home, and you do around and tell people, I'm home. Where's home? Well, it's right here. I'm home. But I think people get the gist of it, of where we're heading as a civilization, as we choose to. Because when you finally understand that all of this outside of us is literally an illusion. We create this illusion to experience these physical bodies. So we create an outside world for us. And somewhere along the way, we get lost from understanding that the home is within us. Literally, the home is within us. And this is why so many people are lonely, and they get depressed, and they have emotional challenges, and because they feel isolated. And the reason they feel isolated is because it's been so ingrained is that everything is outside of us, say. And what do you do when you really don't have any comparison to that? None of us do. So everything is outside of us. This is why so many of us are lonely, and we get depressed and worried and stressed and fearful. But when you finally discover, and you choose to take that journey within you, And you find out that you're not the body or the God. You're not John Doe or Jane Smith. You're the God. All of this other stuff is an external world, an external reality that we all have created in different ways. None of us have exactly the same world for ourselves. It's a little bit different for each and every one of us, and we create it. And I know that's not mainstream, and it's not ego mind. It is heart mind. This is the discovery. This is why we're in these bodies, to discover. Okay, so I'm the soul, so I entered this body, and I'm creating my experiences in this life, which is an illusion. It's all external, and it's an external world. Obviously, that's where I began my journey to figure out who and what I am, and I choose to do this. All of our happiness, all of our joy, all of our bliss, everything is the soul. Okay? It isn't the body. But we've been trained that it is the body. And the soul gives the body the power to operate. So you have a body, right? This is one way to view it. And the bodies are all lined up. Okay? And that they aren't operating, they aren't moving. So they have to be powered, right? So like I've said, on this planet, the way the body's powered is that the masculine and feminine energies create the vessel through the energy forms of the body. And then the mother has to, from her soul, has to power that body, that baby body. So that's the umbilical cord, nutrition, and everything that feeds that baby, the fetus, to be prepared to receive a soul. And then once the soul enters that baby, then that soul takes over the responsibility of powering that body. So when we start to understand this, and we begin to, and not go, oh, that's so far-fetched, and that's so silly and crazy, then, I'm just not going to even give that much attention. That's a new age, thing. It's silly. But it's the truth. And any of us that go through the heart mind will discover that it is the truth. The vibrational frequency is not deceptive. It is very clear and very loving and very gentle. And all we decide to do is, I'm going to go within and I'm going to stay within with the God within this body. I'm going to discover the God that I am, and I choose to do that. That's all it takes for that, not the ego mind, but through the heart mind. And you will begin to put forth that intent to discover the God within you. Can you imagine how many on this planet, when they begin to discover that through the heart mind, all the suffering, right, is vanished. All the worry, the stress, the fear, anxiety, loneliness, depression is vanished. Because once we connect with our soul, and we know it, say, it's not just a thought, it is a reality, and we are supreme reality. So then we begin to realize that all the things, this is the discovery. This is part of the ascension for each of us that we choose to take. But we discover that all of the things that we thought were the way things should be, this outer world, aren't. So it's almost, put it this way, it's like taking the horse in front of the cart and putting the horse behind the cart. Where are you going to go? Nowhere. Most of us stay in that stasis almost. until we are forced to leave the body. Then when we leave the body, there's so many that wander, and then of course they're tricked into going to another place, and and then they come back, but the heart is the portal to the soul. And to really, truly operate from the heart, it takes some practice, obviously. But once we start doing it, it gets easier and easier and easier. So we embrace it. And we don't care to leave it, because of the feelings that we experience in this body, when we are literally have connected in a deep, eternal relationship with the God within us, it shifts everything completely. You're no longer viewing people because of how they look, or how they act, or what they do. You're no longer judging. You are loving. Because since you connected with the God within you and you choose to do so, you know that what their bodies are carrying is divine perfection of that which is actually inside of you and everyone else. We've been taught a whole different direction on purpose to keep us away from the power that we are. And this isn't, it's not the ego. And I always bring that up a lot, because it's so easy for us to slip into the ego mind. Where we demand things and want things, and we get irritated and frustrated. We think we're higher and better, and we think we're more powerful and wealthier than others. And, it's just an absolute bag of garbage. So we reverse things. Instead of being within and being loving and caring to ourselves and gentle with ourselves and generous with ourselves, we're outside of that. It's like we've turned inside out, so we're doing everything outside of us and nothing inside of us. That's why this civilization has been in such disarray for so very, very, very long. And I know that I sense the feelings in everyone that we innately know this, because the God within us is constantly communicating with us. It's just that we aren't receptive to it. We're not tuned into it. It's like a radio, and you turn the dial on an analog. You turn the dial, and you just try to get it just right there for the right station. And if you don't, it's kind of static, and you can't hear the music really well, and it's disrupted. That's kind of like what it is for all of us. And then once we tune it in, once we tune the God within us in, we don't care to change that channel. There's no reason for us to, because it's such a bliss and a joy and a happiness that we have knowingly discovered the God within us. And that God within us is who you are. It's who each of us are. It's not the body. See, a lot of us, look at how we've been trained to not even know our bodies. Say, external authority. And we take our bodies, and the bodies go to a doctor, they go here, they go there, because we haven't taken the responsibility of knowing our bodies. You kind of picture through the heart mind that in this life, and all lives that we inhabit, you're the responsible. You are. You're the responsible for everything. See? Now, some people get very frightened about that, just the thought of that. You're responsible for everything concerning you. Your body, your God, how you maneuver on this planet, how you view things, what your perspectives are, attitudes, ideas, all your thoughts. And that's where it gets real delicate, because our thoughts, most of them aren't ours. These are all these thoughts came from everyone else while these bodies were growing and the soul was in them. You know, the mom, the dad, the brother, the sister, the aunt, the uncle, the friends, the acquaintances, the strangers, all of it. And we just kept absorbing and absorbing. And all of those thoughts that just literally randomly come in. And understand something else. If you aren't clear of who and what you are, you're going to pick up other people's thoughts as well, which all of them are. But in real time, not only the ones that you've absorbed while you were maturing, so to speak, but everybody else's. That's why sometimes we get these thoughts that come in and we go, there's no way, where is that coming from? Well, it's not you. I guarantee you that. It isn't you. It is someone else's thought. And and your ego mind kind of tailors it to be your thought, but it isn't your thought. And so what are our thoughts? Those are the ones where you're consciously aware, where you create the thought so that you can move energy into form and move that energy into form and create it into reality. Because that thought that you generated through the heart mind and sending it to the ego mind, that thought is yours. Because that's what you create into reality. Now you know you'll know that's your thought. But these other thoughts that we grab onto and we just kind of wander off, those aren't our thoughts. So it is the discovery. This has been out throughout existence of the civilization and many others, to discover the God within you. This isn't religion. It has nothing to do with religion. It has everything to do with each and every one of us, to truly know who and what we are. So when you choose, we either choose to or not to. Every single time. We always make the decision, whether we're conscious or unconsciously aware of it. We make the decision and things take place. That's it. A lot of the times we make decisions that are risks, but we do it anyway. Because without any risks, we wouldn't really learn. So we're always taking risks. Do you know that when you step out of that bed, you're taking a risk? Do you know that when you walk down the street, you're taking a risk? Do you know when you drive a vehicle, you're taking a risk? It's always a risk. And that's what makes this life so adventuresome and so eventful. Because we like learning and we like creating. Because it's innate. It's a natural state of being that we create 24/7. Now imagine, when this is what the dark alliances on this planet don't care the civilization to do, to discover its true power. So they create everything they can to convince all of us to create everything outside of us so that we never visit what we really are within inside of us. I'm not saying that that you can do it in 2 seconds. Fix it. What I am sharing with everybody is that it can be done. And it can be done very easily, very softly and gently. Period. Because then when you realize that you are the God and you have no doubt about it, and you have no conflict, no guilt feelings, no worry or stress because, I don't care. I'm not going to let people know that I know I'm the God. That might upset them. You'll move into not really being concerned on what anybody outside of you has anything to think, say, or do about you. You won't. And another thing? You won't attract it. You won't attract it. It's about your vibrational frequency, which will go through the roof once you are with you and the God you are. And you stay there. You take a walk in the park, the God's walking with you. You take a boat ride, the God is on the boat ride with you. Everywhere you go. See, this is so crazy. And then on top of it, we're all one. It's no different than a bunch of cells in our bodies, right? Now, they look separate, but they're all together, and they never part. That's kind of like us. So you imagine no one will ever be lonely. There's no reason to feel loneliness. That is external reality. That is physicality. That's the illusion that has been created outside of us to keep us distracted from the gods that we are. So what happens? We feel we're powerless, that we're just minuscule, that we're just little tiny things, and we have no power, and we can't change things at all. And that is crap. But if you're convinced of that, it's your reality. And all along, everything, external reality, this illusion, this outside life, it's an illusion, but it's real because you believe it's real, and you have a lot to do with creating it. So this is why you have fear, worry, stress, anxiety, attachment, expectations. It's all connected to the exterior world. Nothing. It has nothing to do with the God inside of us. Zero. When we enter these bodies, the bodies have to be entertained, correct? It's not like we come into this big void and the bodies just sit around and we do nothing. So we experience and learn through the body. And then the 360 is that we come full circle and we understand that I'm the God. I am the God in this body. I am not this body. I am not Jane Doe or John Doe or whatever. I am this soul. I am the God in this body. It shifts everything, guys. It really does. Now, it might be subtle at first, but with that understanding fully embraced, all of the energies that emit from you out and will start changing your whole world, your whole life, your whole exterior existence because of the fact that you'll start moving energy into a much higher frequency. I mean, there's energy in low frequency, there's energy in mid frequency, and there's energy in high frequency, and then there's energy in hyper high frequency. It goes on and on and on. But that's our discovery. Do you honestly believe that this planet would be in such shifting energies right now had everyone on this planet discovered the God within them thousands of years ago? Do you think? No. This place would be an absolute and veritable paradise, a Shangri-La, a utopia. Period. And can that be created today, now, in this now? Absolutely. And that's where we're going. Choose or don't choose. It's up to you. Choose to finally take the first step to going within you and discover who you are, which is the God that is housed in that body that you're currently in. So if you will, go to the place where you're not going to be interrupted. And I'm sure that we all are. And the first thing that we care to do is relax the body. We are the ones that have all the power with these bodies. We power it. Now understand, you power your body. Your God powers that body. So doesn't it make sense that once you connect intimately enough, that you'll start understanding that if there's anything in your body that isn't quite right, you're going to know it. And on top of it, with the confidence through your heart mind that you are the God, that you are powering that body, then there's nothing with that body that you cannot heal. There isn't. This is part of the self-discovery of who and what we are. It's one of the pieces of it. So you relax your body. You lean into the God. You lean that body into the God. and the God is you. That body is in the arms and full embrace of deep eternal love of you, the God. So it relaxes, it eases, it has no stress, no worries, no fears. In this very now moment, in all of your anxieties, all the stresses, all the fears that body has absorbed, and it worries, it stresses, and it fears, its anxieties, and whatever they may be, carries it. It's like a suitcase full of clothes that you don't need anymore, but you still carry them just in case. So as the body does lean into you, the God, it completely relaxes. And anything that it was holding, gone. And then you move into the now. And the now is all we have. Now, your ego mind is going to argue with that constantly. Oh, no, go in the future. The future doesn't exist. I'm creating it in the now. Well, go in the past. Go over here. And you can go and you can get into all of the past things that you can reminisce about forever. And then your heart mind is saying, no, I'm staying here. I'm good. I'm good right here in the now. And this is when you let go of all external interference of how people feel about you, think about you, everything, because your focus is what? What is it on? The now. Not tomorrow, not yesterday, not a year from now, not 10 years from now, only the now. And that will still the ego mind, which is an illusion. And it will also still subconscious mind. And all the chatter and the noise of all the tens of thousands of thoughts that come by us all the time, that, we have clouds in the sky and they're moving by, and those are all thoughts. Some of us, we all reminisce. It's great. Memories are great. They're really great. And they just kind of move in. We know there are memories because we've experienced them in the past. And some of them were wonderful, like certain holidays we remember and such. And those are good. They're comforting. And then we have the other ones that aren't so comforting that also remind us that I won't do that again because I learned that that's not something that I care to do ever again. See? All good. It's really all good. And then you look at the fact that, well, some of us will go into the past, elephant graveyard. It's like a burial ground, and, smog and mistiness and dank, all dead stuff. But some of us will not really intentionally, but we'll kind of wander off into that past, and we'll stay there. And we'll live in it. Have you ever met anybody that does that? Doesn't mean they're bad people. But have you? I mean, if you're across somebody who just constantly brings up their past, what they used to do and what they did and what they accomplished and what they did here and there and where they were at and what they were doing and all that stuff. But, we all do that, but you ever come across people that do it all the time? They're kind of going along and then they're back in the past. And then they go along and they're back in the past. And it isn't what we've done in the past, it's what we do now that's impactful. Because the past is dead. Used to be the now. Now it's the past, which means it's dead. But see, when you do that, you will take that past, you'll bring it into a future that doesn't exist. You'll create that future from that past, and you will relive that past in that future. This is why a lot of people find themselves oftentimes asking themselves, boy, it seems like I'm always in the same place. No matter what I do, I end up here. It might be a little different each time, but it's that I still am here. Future, we wander, we dream, and we wonder, which is great. But then there's those who will wander into a future that doesn't exist. And they'll ask themselves, why am I not getting this? How long am I going to have to wait for this? I should have this. I shouldn't be where I'm at right now. Why is this happening? When am I going to have this? And when are these things going to take place? That's wandering into a future that doesn't exist. So the now is really all we have, and the now is the peace and the quiet and the stillness. Because we're only working just one thing, the moment, the space between heartbeats, stilling the mind, the ego, and the subconscious mind. And it affords us to move closer and closer in with who and what we are, the God. So how do we stay in the now? Because we wander out of the now. We all do it. None of us are exempt from it. So we wander out. You could be focused on something. I know you've done it. We've all done it at times. And you just wander off. It's not like you intend to do it. You're off somewhere else. And you're doing something, right? In the moment, but you're not really truly focused on it. And you're wandering off somewhere else. So our breath, our divine positive energy, whenever that happens, we focus on our breath, our breathing. And I can guarantee you 3,000% of the time, you'll be in the now. And this is a great ally for us to be given that and to have that ability to move whenever we wander off. We can be right in the now immediately by focusing on our breath. The breath is divine positive energy. And people say, well, what's so divine about breathing? It's expected. Everybody does it. Well, number one, it sustains the vessel that houses the kingdom of God. And what creates the breath through the vessel to sustain the vessel is the God within the body. What feeds the electricity, the power to keep our bodies running? The God. What happens when the God leaves the body? The body ends. The breath, it strengthens us, focuses us, relaxes us, centers us, balances us. Does a lot for us. So you picture your breath, your divine positive energy. You see that you are the God in that body. And then you realize that who's watching the God? How can I see my God that I am? Because you are the pure consciousness beyond. Which is directly connected to the God that you are. It's a little confusing, but not really. So you're watching the body. You're not judging it, all right? So you're watching your body, and you notice it's totally relaxed because the body is in your arms. And you're looking at the body. And you kind of notice that there's a glowing, there's 7 globes, wheels of light, vibrant colors glowing, sending off kind of like a misty, wavy energy. And you notice they're all the way from the tailbone all the way top of your head. And you go, yeah, and I noticed that the God that I am is actually moving through these wheels of light, these energy vortexes. And he says, well, what's that about? What are those there for? I know they're etheric, which means they're not, like pieces of wood stuck in my body. You can move and pass through them, but what are they? They're actually, the spirituality is connected, and the God through these energy vortexes that are conveying energy processing and distribution throughout the body, which is emotional and physical. So they reach throughout the whole body. This is the central energy system of your body. And it branches out, and this mist covers your entire body. Now, they're all different colors. They're not like the colors you see here on Earth. The beginning one, the first chakra, is the root chakra. And in Sanskrit, it's called the Muladhara. And that means this is your survival while you're in that body. This is the body's survival, right? It is finances, food, money, all of it. And where does it affect? What's its association? Its association is with the body's spine, rectum, legs, arms, circulatory system. And what are the emotional issues in the body that this root chakra is connected to? Well, they are survival issues. And what blocks this? What do we create that blocks it? Fear. We create the fear as a thought, we move it, we move energy into form, create it into reality, we manifest it, and then we live it, we experience it. You see how we're always creating? Then we move to the orange wheel of light. This is, and see this through your heart, minds, and motion picture. Feel it. And this is the sacral chakra. This is the Vadasthana. And this is, it is our connection and ability to accept others and new experiences. It is our sexuality, our pleasure, which is vital while we're in these bodies. It's why we were given these feelings. And it's a sense of abundance, well-being. It's our pleasure. And our physical associations, reproductive organs, kidneys, bowels, immune system. And what blocks it? What do we create that blocks it? Guilt. Guilt. You've ever experienced it when you're having a really good time? Everything is just balanced and flowing so absolutely marvelous. It's absolutely phenomenal. But then the ego mind comes in and says to you, it's not going to last that much longer. You can't have this forever. Guilt. Then we move to the golden yellow wheel of light. This is our solar plexus chakra, the Manipura. This is our personal power. It's our ability to be confident through the heart mind and discover that. And in the flow of our lives. And the emotional issues are self-worth, self-confidence, and self-esteem. And our physical association is the central nervous system, pancreas, liver, digestive tract, and skin. What blocks it? What is it? What do we create that blocks it? Shame. Then we move to the emerald green wheel of light. This is our heart chakra. This is the anahata. This is our ability to love. The emotional issues are love, joy, and inner peace, of which the God is. The physical associations, the heart, thymus, lower lungs, circulatory system, immune system. What blocks it? What do we create? Grief blocks love. And then we move to the blue wheel of light. This is the throat chakra, the Vishuddha. This is really our ability to communicate. Emotional issues are communication, self-expression of feelings, and the truth. Physical associations, thyroid, respiratory system, teeth, and vocal cords. What do we create that blocks them? Lies. Then we move to the indigo wheel of light. This is the third eye chakra, the ajna. Intuition, sense of purpose, direction, and this life. It's our ability to focus on and see the big picture. I am the God that is in the body, which then it creates the experiences for the body and the God to experience, to perfect the creation. Emotional issues are intuition, imagination, wisdom, ability to think and make decisions. Our physical associations, pituitary gland, eyes, and sinuses. And what do we create that blocks it? Illusion. And then we move to the final chakra, central chakra at the top of the head, the crown chakra. The Sahasrara. This is our direct connection to the divine, to be fully connected spiritually. That means that we are in full conscious understanding and acceptance that the God within the body is who and what we are. In our emotional issues, with this particular crown chakra is inner and outer beauty and our connection to spirituality and pure bliss. And the physical association is the pineal gland, the brain, the nervous system. Now, what do we create that blocks that? Ego attachment. Blocks our divine connection to the gods that we are. Ego attachment. These bodies, we know this, we know it, we choose to know it. The heart mind, the ego mind, the subconscious mind, the higher self, the spirit, the soul, the God, all one. And we are consciously aware that we are of and from the highest, of the deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, of and from the highest, of the deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude. And we are heaven on this earth. The soul is the heaven, the body is the earth. Every step we take, we create paradise. We cannot not. We shine our light 360 degrees from the God within these bodies that we are. And this light is pure, deep, eternal love. And we shine it everywhere. All life, the highest supreme value, on, in, above, and below this planet, Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now. It's eternal. You can see how we're lifting the vibrational frequencies. And we're doing it consciously, not ego mind. So we're a God planet. This is a God planet. We have 8 billion of us, and we're all gods within a body, and we are creating paradise, and we're shining our light everywhere, and it expands out throughout the solar system, the galaxy, the universe. So if you were to look at the planet, do it. Look at the planet from afar. It's not difficult to do that. And see how it glows. On everywhere on it. There's no dark spots. It is pure, deep, eternal love glowing and vibrating throughout existence. It's just magna glory, spectacular. Now we have the archangels, the cherubim, the seraphim, the archetypes. We have the ascended masters, Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, Sanatan Christ, El Morya, Abundantia, Pel, Thoth, Yahweh, Yeshua, many, many more. Many more. Archangels are a civilization that vibrate at a different frequency than we do. We don't see them like we see each other, but we do meet with them. And it's not like we plan to meet with them. We just do. They choose to be there. Our God connects with their God, and we meet, and we talk. And then after we've talked, sometimes it dawns on us, not always, that was an angel I met with. What was the message? Because there's always a message. And in many different ways, it's the same message. It is absolutely spectacular, wonderful, marvelous, absolute to be in these bodies, alive. And it is. And the bliss within us surfaces. Now, they can surround us in the tens of thousands because of their vibrational frequency. They can hold a large number in a small area. Ascended masters have mastered ascension into physical form, out of physical form, and hold pure God form, pure consciousness. We have ascended into physical form. We are mastering physical form. And we are creating our experiences while in this physical form to perfect our creation. And along the way, we may get aware enough that we will know that when we do leave these bodies, when we choose to leave them, we know we're the light. There's no light that we need to follow when we are the light. This is the secret to being completely free in the sacredness of space. Now, we are all parts of the one, so we're all parts of each other. And we're all gods of the one God. So we reach out to parts of ourselves that are consciously aware in entire existence. So we reach out to all the inhabitants of inner earth, hollow earth, agartha, and beneath earth. Yet only those who are consciously aware that they're of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude can be with us in this meditation in this now. And they come in the billions, and they are consciously with us. Now, there's others that are unconscious, other parts of us that are unconsciously with us, but they're not conscious yet. We call upon all of the light energy beings out there that are in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever, yet only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, can be with us in this now, in this meditation, forming the circle of light, in the complete liberation of this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, into the higher and higher and higher vibrational frequencies of deep eternal love and gratitude consciously. And they're in the gugaplexes, and one gugaplex fills this universe with no sacred space to spare. Now, they come in trillions of gugaplexes from trillions of universes in every direction, and they are with us now consciously. We call upon all of the off-worlders, the galactics and the celestials. Yet, only those who are consciously aware that they're of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, can be with us in this now, in this meditation, forming the circle of light and the complete liberation of this planet. And they, in the gugaplexes, are with us now. consciously. And the ones that we're somewhat familiar with, a smidgen, because over 1,000 travel through the solar system every day, trillions throughout the universes every day. We're familiar with the Pleiadians, the Sirians, the Arcturians, the Andromedans, the Feline, the Zeta Reticuli, the Nords, the Greys, the Draco, the Reptilian, the Golden Pyramid, and the Avian. Many, many, many more. They've also been assisting us in our evolution, enlightenment, ascension, freeing ourselves from our own self-imposed bondage and our own self-imposed slavery. And they're all with us now consciously. We call upon all of our loved ones, all those who have ascended out of body in this lifetime and all lifetimes that we've inhabited. Yet, only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, can be with us in this now, in this meditation, forming the circle of light and complete liberation of this planet. And they come in the billions, and they are with us now consciously. We call upon all the light energy beings who have decided to be housed in the following forms on and above and below this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now. Now, their numbers are in the trillion. Yet, only those who are consciously aware that they're of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, can be with us in this now, in this meditation, forming the circle of light and the complete liberation of this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, in this now. Now, we're only familiar with a smidgen of them. They come in the trillion shapes, colors, sizes, forms, configurations, which we've never seen before. As a matter of fact, we only see 1% of what is. Now, the ones that we're familiar with somewhat are the fairies, the sprites, the elves, the gnomes, the dwarves, the trees, the trolls, the elementals, earth, air, water, fire, ether, wood, the mermaid, the dolphin, the whale, the pegasus, the unicorn, the centaur, the minotaur, and many, many, many more. And they are with us consciously. We're all gathered hand in hand, arm in arm, in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity and humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, prosperity, abundance, and we're all one. And we're all love, and we're all God. And our God, force, love, light, energy is in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And it continues to intensify, and it continues to expand. We immediately form a massive circle of light around the equator of this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now. This light emanates from the gods within these bodies that we all are. It is pure, deep, eternal love, pure, deep, eternal gratitude, and pure, deep, eternal peace. And it floods all life, the highest value, supreme value in the universe, on this planet, on it, in it, above it, and below it. It floods everything, saturates everything, eternally, perpetually, infinity. Now, whether they are awake or asleep, they're being flooded with the purest and the highest of the highest high vibrational frequencies of deep eternal love, gratitude, and peace. See that and feel it through your heart, mind, and your heart, mind's motion picture. Because they're all parts of us. Remember, the illusion is the separation. we begin to ascend above this planet. As we ascend, we're immediately met with the massive ocean of glitter. It's everywhere. And the reflective, vibrant colored lights are everywhere. And we look at the source of these reflections and we see these endless, microscopic, perfectly etched mirrors. In fact, we can actually dive into them endlessly with no bottom. And we discover that it is all of us gathered consciously in this meditation, on and off world, hundreds of millions of us, with the highest of the highest high intent. And we find that we are students and teachers at the same time, with each other, back and forth, always, 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 eternally, learning, teaching, learning, teaching, teaching, learning. We are immediately met with the emerald green flaming healing light of Archangel Raphael. This is the column of light that reminds us all that we are the power of healing. We are then met with the violet, blue, purple flaming light of Archangel Michael. This is the column of light that reminds each and every single one of us of our omnipotent power, strength, and resolve. We are then met with the white fire. This is the column of light that reminds us all that we are imbued from head to toe, inside and out, with a white fire armor. It emanates from the God within these bodies of which we all are. It is pure, deep, eternal love, gratitude, and peace. And it floods everything. Nothing can harm us. No attachments. No reptilian embraces. No demons. No apparitions. No voodoo, no Wiccan. Nothing. No lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies. Ever. Yet. Only you. Only you. Only you have the power that, whether consciously or unconsciously, if you decide to lower your vibrational frequencies low enough, your hatred, anger, greed, envy, stress, fear, anxiety, worry, you will lower your vibrational frequency low enough to create a breach in your white fire armor, enough to allow all of the lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies to come flooding in. Now, if you do decide to do this, you're immediately met with the purple transmuting flame. This is the column of light that reminds us all that we can bring in the purple transmuting flame. We can transmute all these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies into neutral light substance, sending them back to pure consciousness where they are literally vaporized no more. We are then met with the violet ray. This is the column of light that reminds us all that we can bring in the violet ray right behind the purple transmuting flame. We can literally cleanse and purify the area where these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies were, sealing the breach in our white fire armor, restoring our vibrational harmony of the purest, deepest, eternal love, gratitude, and peace. We are then met with the golden white pink light. This is the column of light that reminds each and every single one of us that we are the sun. We are the sunlight. We are the rain, rainbows, the sun sets and the sun rises. We are the oceans, the rivers, the lakes, the streams. We are the animals. We are the trees and the forests and the soils. We are the clouds and the sky. We are everything, and everything is us. So the next time you see a beautiful sunset or sunrise, or a beautiful starlit night sky, and you're taken aback with the beauty and the awe and the majesty, It is you that you're in the awe, the beauty, the majesty, and the vastness. Because in that body is who you are, the God. We continue to ascend above this planet. Some of us step outside our physical form and hover effortlessly above it. Why? Because we can, if we're carrying physical form. We come into full view of this massive crystal light tower. We created this tower. It's larger than the solar system. In the center column, we see this massive oblong sphere. In the center of it, we see this golden white sparkling ball of light, and it's surrounded by numerous vibrantly colored rings of light, and they're all sending out these shimmering, multi-reflective waves of this warm energy that penetrates, saturates all of us from head to toe. It's like putting on a warm blanket on a cold night. And it feels absolutely wonderful. And the yellow-white ball of light, golden white ball of light, that is sending out endless waves of pure, deep, eternal love. And then we have pure, deep, eternal gratitude. And then pure, deep, eternal peace. And then well-being, bliss, joy, happiness, great wealth, abundance, prosperity, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, tranquility, benevolence. It's unending. And then we discover that we are these. We're all of it. The God's within our bodies. This is where it's all from, of, and about. And it saturates all life, the highest supreme value in the universe. And then at the top, we designed it so the golden ocean can come cascading down 360 degrees, as it continues to do eternally, always, saturating all of us from head to toe, inside and out. This is the purest of the deepest of the highest high, deep, eternal love. So you see, what we're doing cannot be stopped. There's nothing that can stop it. We are the God. We are part of the collective consciousness. We are ascending this planet and the civilizations. Higher and higher frequencies of pure, deep, eternal love, gratitude, and peace. Now, at the top of it, we designed it so the golden ocean can be cascading down 360 degrees, as it continues to do, flooding all of us inside and out, head to toe, with pure, deep, eternal love. We are drops of that golden ocean, and we hold the essence of that golden ocean. And the golden ocean is the drops of the golden ocean, and the only illusion is separation. We see our meditative sphere at set center circle. We created this sphere over 3 years ago. It houses well over 1,300 of our meditations in perpetual motion. Imagine that. Hundreds of millions of us on and off world, every single day, 7 days a week, straight, for over 3 years. And all of those meditations with the highest of the highest and high tent is flooding this planet, all inhabitants on it, in it, above it, and below it, all life, the highest supreme value in the universe. And we're seeing right before our eyes what we have created and what we are transforming. And the last vestiges of the dark matter, lower survival matter frequencies are thinning quicker and quicker and quicker each and every moment in this now. Feel it through your heart minds. See it through your heart minds motion picture. You are the God within that body. And we are discovering that one at a time. I'll join you in the meditation. I'll return to close us out. Take an easy breath in through the nose, an easy breath out through the mouth. Move easily and slowly. We choose, each of us, to begin the journey within, to discover that in this body that you're in, you are the God. To discover your God, the soul, the pure consciousness, is the journey and the discovery of complete and total freedom. This is when the exterior, outside world reveals itself as the illusion it is. And then we understand that we are the ones who created the illusions so that we could experience in these bodies to perfect our creation and discover that we are the God. That is very empowering information and understanding. But it's up to each and every one of us to choose this. Take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening and night and the following morning. And we will return here May 1st, 2021, 3 p.m. Eastern Saturday, to continue our global guided meditation call. And then tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern, we will have a reverse aging call.